And momentarily, we'll be talking with Julie Valentine, who is a member of the BYU Advisory Council recommending changes to the Title IX and the Honor Code. And it was interesting to look down the 5 recommendations that we'll talk with Julie Valentine about. And she is joining us on the line right now. And Ms. Valentine, thank you so much for joining us here on The Doug Wright Show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the recommendations. First of all, many people are aware of some of the reasons that looking into this has come about, some of the concerns we have in society in general about sexual assault and how we address that, and at BYU, how that melds with the Honor Code. What are some of the recommendations that are being made?
Well, some of the large recommendations have to do with encouraging reporting. We have to do that so that we can provide resources and support to victims, as well as helping to make our campus a safer place by identifying perpetrators. But overall, a big part of these recommendations is that it's not narrow in scope. There are many aspects to Title IX and related to sexual misconduct, and we took a very broad approach. We looked at investigation and discipline, we looked at victim assistance, we looked at organization and management, we looked at campus culture and climate, and made recommendations in every single one of those areas.
I thought I'm looking at the short list of 5 of the major recommendations, and number 1 was to create a new full-time Title IX coordinator position to replace the part-time. How important is that now just to magnify that position?
That's really critical. There are so many issues involved with Title IX and getting this right for our campus that it absolutely needs that time investment, so we need to have a full-time person. That is not mandated by the government, but that is a recommendation that is a full-time position, and that's what we're leaning towards.
So many times when an individual feels that they have been victimized, they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They fear the repercussions. They wish that they had an advocate. And that's why I think number 2, and this is in general, not certainly just at BYU, but in general, to create a victim advocate, a confidential advisor position. How is that envisioned at the university?
So this position will also be a full-time position, and you said the word confidential. That's critical. When somebody has been victimized, their power and control has been taken away from them. And to be able to help them heal, we need to help them regain a sense of control. And so this confidential person will not report any victim that comes to them, but will guide the victim and let them know what their options are as far as reporting, what reporting means, where they want to report. Is it Title IX? Is it law enforcement? And then also be able to provide those services to support them. Mm-hmm. So a dedicated victim advocate that's a confidential communicator, we are hoping will encourage many students to come forward so that we can help them.
We're talking with a member of the BYU Advisory Council that has made these recommendations, Julie Valentine, on the line with us. I thought it was interesting. 3 and 4, I think, kind of go hand in hand. Number 3 on this list of 5 is to create new physical space to house the Title IX office in a location that is separate from the Honor Code office. And then 4, ensuring that unless the health or safety of others is at risk, that the Title IX office does not share information with the Honor Code office about the complaint without the complainant's consent. Tell us a little bit about the thinking behind that and how this is envisioned to work.
Well, we found that there were many recommendations when we look at discipline at the end of an investigation, that we still utilize whatever university's disciplinary body is, and that is Honor Code. So what that means is only in cases where the respondent or the suspect is a student would their name be given to the Honor Code office for them to determine the disciplinary action. All other cases, everything will be completely separate. No names of witnesses or victims will be given from the Title IX office to the Honor Code office at any point during an investigation or after an investigation. That will be sealed. Unless for some reason any victim would want that information shared, and they would have to make a written request for that.
Number 5 is to adopt an amnesty clause. Could you explain that to me?
So amnesty clause means that any Honor Code violations that occurred around the time of the assault would the victim or witness would not have their name shared. It's not even have any discipline against them, but their name would not be shared with the Honor Code office. We looked at amnesty statements from over 80 universities. Our amnesty statement is the broadest. Not only do we have that it's at the time, near or at the time of, but if in the Title IX investigation, Honor Code issues were discovered, that they would be handled in a way to help the student rather than being disciplinary in nature.
We're almost out of time here before we need to break for our news. How big a change, how radical is this within the BYU structure and within Title IX Honor Code? How big a deal is this, these changes?
This is big. These are sweeping changes. They are meant to benefit our students, and that's who we did all this work for. It's for our students and our campus community, for victims to feel supported, and for our campus to be safer.
I certainly appreciate you joining us today. As I just quickly perused this while we were doing the show, we got this about an hour ago, and I thought that this is a big deal. And I really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much, and obviously we'll keep a close eye on this, and perhaps we'll be chatting again soon, but I really appreciate you carving out time for us.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Julie Valentine with us, a member of the BYU Advisory Council, recommending these changes, the big 5 that we talked about, and there are even more. We'll keep a close eye on this story, obviously, throughout the day here at KSL News Radio.